It is Friday, friends. Welcome to Friday. We have a fun show. We had a fun show yesterday, a fun show today. We're talking about Tesla versus Toyota, glass cage in Denver, and some other things that we'll show you in a second.
The people really want to know who I is and who I.
You know, sometimes the news is tough to commentate on because it's just like all sad or negative or depressing, or there's
and sometimes
it's
Friday, January 13th.
And you're here with us.
And just get ready for it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we got a couple things to talk about. Man, I'm excited to go to Baltimore on Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're flying in for a one-day shot in Baltimore to check out the ASOTUCon 2023 venue. Circle the last week in September. Block it off. Tell your mom that you're not going to be in the basement at home because you're going to be at ASOTUCon.
Won't be there. Not going to be there. Tell all your friends at the dealership they're going to have to cover for you. You know, all that stuff. And if you're within driving distance of Baltimore, it's right near the airport, you got to go. I mean, if you can drive, you got to go. So like
put
all
it
of
there.
DC should be there. Why not?
Why not? And dude, we're under 2 weeks before NADA. Under 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today, like we're already there. Like I think
I got
started.
38 emails about NADA yesterday.
Yeah.
44 of them, 44 out of 33 were inviting me to some sort of party. So.
I know, dude. I know. I don't even know. Hey, if we don't get to your party and you've invited us, it is not because a lack of care for you. I have no idea how.
There's actually 97 parties happening. That's.
I think you're probably right.
Just gonna grow and grow.
I think you're probably right. Well, it's 8:48 Eastern right now, which means it's 7:48 Central, which is the time zone for NADA. So this time, 2 weeks from now, the floor, like the opening ribbon cutting is about to happen. We're going to bring you all the news, all the fun stuff. If you're going to be at NADA, look for the pirate ship of people wandering around like a little crowd. We're going to be making a lot of content. Please say hi. If you're not going to NADA, please check out, follow us. We're going to bring the show to you on our LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. And just so you know, we have a couple of changes with our social media. If you don't follow ASOTU on Instagram, follow ASOTU on Instagram. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Also, there is a new account called ASOTU Events. So if you search ASOTU Events, that's where whenever we're on the ground at an event somewhere, we have some archives there already. It used to be our ASOTUCon account. So check that out as well. And that's the stuff where like you can be in the stories, you can see what's going on the street. And, you know, we know most of the people in this industry can't be there. So we want to bring it to you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah, we gotta get to it. We only got 11 minutes till all things used cars. Let's roll.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, all things used cars is just next. But let's talk about some automotive news. This is a fun contrast. So Tesla has you've probably seen this already on LinkedIn. I wasn't about everybody's saying that, right? Big news. It's
a big old
dog. We have some important context and texture and perspective to bring you on it. Tesla seriously slashed the price on its best-selling Model Y long range after a year of, quote, Elon Musk, embarrassingly high prices. The company announced a whopping 20% price cut to its most popular Model Y long range, bringing the price down from over $65,000 to under $55,000. Now, if you think about it, it's eligible for federal tax incentive, which is bringing that car into the mid to upper 40s. Its entry level one is actually $45,000 for a Model Y.
Wow.
So big difference. 20%. I mean, that's a heck of a, don't call it an incentive. That's a heck of an incentive.
Don't call it an incentive or a rebate or a dealer discount or anything like that. It's just a price cut.
It's a price cut. It's a market adjustment. So base model, their Model 3, also the price was cut on that. So now it's $43,900, which would make sense. It's got to be cheaper than the Model Y. And their big time Model X SUV is only going to set you back $109,000 now, Kyle.
Yeah, not
finally pull the trigger on that.
Yeah, because I was struggling at 120. You know.
You're like, So,
well, yeah, look, stocks dropped, right? 4.5% yesterday. You know,
I had the opposite response to it. Honestly, I was like, I think it's probably puts them in a better position to crush.
I think without a doubt, it's a better position, and they probably should have started this way. I mean, like, I just think about the relationship between the comparison between Tesla and like Apple, always thinking premium, never adjusting prices. And this is kind of the first shot on the bout. And I also am now seeing like BYD in China is set to overtake them for volume of sales this year because they have expanded their model lineup. They have a quicker line of production. They're less expensive. Tesla's already, has already made the price cuts overseas, and now they're coming to the US. So there's obviously some legitimate competitors knocking at the door, and Tesla's like making some big moves to change where they sit in the market. And I think, well, here's the thing, like, how many more people are now able to look at this as a viable purchase option because of the price, price cuts? Hey, look, and here's the thing, they're still so early in the market as far as, just like adoption, that I don't think it's really going to turn people away or make their stock just completely crash, because it will be something where people,
I think it'll end up holding the stock up because of the decision. That's not investment advice, but in comparison, now we're gonna, speaking of companies that start with T.
Stop.
Segue.
Time.
All right, this is the other half of the comparison. So we have Tesla versus Toyota. In contrast to that story we just told you, Toyota's Jack Hollis, their executive vice president of sales, is talking about all the pent-up demand for Toyotas and Lexus. It's almost like he's rubbing it in, but he's not, at their normal prices. Dealer Steve Gates, the 2023 chairman of the Toyota National Dealer Council and owner of the 11-store group Gates Auto family in Kentucky. They have 3 Toyota stores and a Lexus store. He told Ward's Automotive that his Toyota and Lexus inventory has been 0 or close to it at the end of most months. He says, it's kind of been a point of pride for us. Yes. One of his stores Toyota stores ended with only 7 vehicles in inventory, a few of them already pre-sold. And he said pre-orders alone could carry them through the first 6 months of 2023. So there's a bit of a contrast between those two stories.
They're absolutely. I know 4 or 5 Toyota dealers, and every single one that I talk to is in this same situation, either extremely low inventory or 0 inventory on lot, with pre-orders pushing them out 3-4 months in some cases. So what's wild to me is it's not like they're like when you looked at Automotive News came out late last year with just like production as a supply metric, and it's not like they're that far behind the rest of the auto manufacturers. It's just that the demand is so stinking high. They've done such a good job getting into the hybrid market and understanding brand, understanding their target audience, and not overwhelming the dealers with inventory. Now, I know dealers would love a little bit more inventory just to have some ground stock, but what a story. And I continue to say, like, I'm paying attention to what Toyota and BMW are doing in the market because they're taking a measured approach to inventory and EV, and I think it's doing them well.
I mean, they're worst positions to be in. Speaking of worst positions,
Segue.
Time.
We just gotta roll the clip. Should we just roll the clip?
Okay, roll the clip. Roll the clip.
I feel like
we'll start with the clip.
Yeah,
go ahead.
All right.
You build an office building and the company goes kaput, another business can just buy the space. You build an 8-story Carvana car vending machine at Evans and I-25, and that company runs into trouble, and you end up with an empty 8-story Carvana car vending machine at Evans and I-25. Anchorman reporter Steve Steger is trapped in this glass case of no motion.
Here it comes.
You can see it from everywhere.
Even on a foggy day, it still snags eyeballs on I-25, though the interest factor in Carvana's giant vending machine may be more about what's not inside these days.
We refer to it as the bubblegum machine for cars.
I love her simplicity.
There it sits. So good. It's blocking my mountain view.
Next door.
There it sits.
Blocking my mountain view.
She doesn't seem better. Actually, she seems very kind. She seems like a very kind person. If we ever go to Denver,
there it is.
We have to stop in and meet that store owner near the Carvana vending machine. We were just talking about this yesterday, but after months, because we were in Phoenix and there was an empty vending machine or just a few cars in it. And this one, particularly after months of convincing the zoning board that like this was a good idea. And you think like it's kind of a small, I mean, Denver's not a small town, but it's on the outskirts. It's in an area where there's really nothing that's tall. And they constantly work the zoning board to convince them that it was a good idea to put the vending machine up. They have a brand new but fully empty vending machine that's been completed for months and months.
Or maybe not opened it. Yeah.
It's not even open, right?
No.
You can't do anything. So obviously in that clip, first of all, I want to give credit to that opening statement and monologue, the way that news anchor
The
delivered
way that
it.
just rolled off his tongue was so
I kind of wish.
clean.
I kind of think that's a good play for local news stations to just
Yeah.
like lean into that a little bit, because
Just
it
to
makes
have a
me want to
little
watch
jab.
the local news, right?
Right.
Not just when I'm in the doctor's office waiting for my appointment. So others, further in that article, some people say, it's just like an expensive version of a wacky waving man or an inflatable gorilla. I was like, dang, is that how quickly the public perception can shift?
What's wild to me about that is like it is the most expensive billboard, and I never thought of it that way. It's literally like the newfound version of attention, here we are, right? The waving gorilla, the waving inflatable man, or the giant gorilla, and to relate it to that is kind of shocking when all they've done is like, don't be like the car dealer in their advertising, but really that's what it is. It's putting up a giant gorilla on the side of the highway. And man, I look, for all the craziness around Carvana, and I know that there's people that wish bad will and wish goodwill. They've done an incredible thing that nobody else had the idea to put up a big old car vending machine and go after that market. But we are starting to see this, not able to put inventory, not able to open up these new solutions. We got Cassandra in the comments saying, hey, they're empty here in Woodlands, Texas. They just went up a few months ago and still haven't started. So we're just starting to see these like pockets of the market where Carvana is not able to execute business. So and I think this news report alone just saying like, hey, if you're going to repurpose that space, like you've either got to be a dealership, sell cars, or tear that thing down.
You can't redevelop it. And they're
Right.
saying it's a prime real estate, obviously focusing on a prime spot. And it also goes to show you the power of brand and execution. I think this period is going to be looked at in general as a period where companies went too far, right? Even the stuff in the news with FTX and all the thing that happened in 2022 and 2023 with everybody getting very aggressive, right, on things and not being able to hold the operational soundness. That is a contrast to just about every local auto dealer in the country who have been around for years and years and years.
Question it.
Operational consistency, consistent service. That's what done. And if I'm the CFOs over in the Bean County office in Driveway, I am doing calculations on how I can buy every one of those vending machines and put a Driveway sign on top of it. The color is already the right color. We hope you have an amazing Friday. We're heading over to All Things Used Cars to have a discussion with about 150 to 200 of our automotive friends. But have a great weekend. We got an email coming for you tomorrow, Saturday Recharge.